It's the connecting link, the bridge between plants and soil. Most plants need it to thrive. Some need it even to survive. What is it? That's what we're going to be talking about today in the gardening show. Let's go. Today we're going to be talking about one of the topics that really got me hooked into gardening, and I'm excited to bring it to you guys. It's one of the two that just, like I said, it got me hooked, and that is mycorrhizal fungi. You may be thinking, what does a fungus have to do with gardening? But actually a lot more than you would think. Paul Stamets, who's a popular mycologist, he said that about 70% of soil microbes are fungi. If you don't know what a microbe is, it's a microscopic organism. And to give you an analogy of how many microbes there are, in 1 teaspoon of healthy soil, there's said to be more microbes than there are human beings on the earth. These microbes are necessary to create healthy soil, and as we know, you can't have healthy plants without healthy soil. When most people think of fungi, their mind automatically goes to something like a mushroom, but that's not what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about a different kind of fungus, which plays a much different role than a mushroom. Unlike mushrooms, which are big compared to the mycorrhizal fungi, the mycorrhizae fungi, they're much smaller and not even noticeable to the human eye. They can be seen microscopically. Their spores and their hyphae live within the soil, and their spores can be understood to be basically the seeds and perform the reproductive process of the fungus. And you also have the fungal hyphae, which are strand-like funguses, and these hyphae actually go into the roots of the plants and into the cell and form an organ within the cell called an arbuscule. And this is a beneficial relationship for both the plant and the mycorrhizal fungi, and this is what we call actually a symbiotic relationship. It sounds like it could be something from Avatar, and it's actually more similar to that than you would think, and we're going to go into more detail in a little bit after we get into the garden tip. And today's garden tip of the week is one that if you watch my channel, I'm sure you've heard it before, but it's so important, so foundational, so fundamental that it's worth saying over and over and over again. So the tip is to keep your soil covered. Always keep it covered. My preference and my number one is a thick organic matter mulch, but it doesn't matter what kind of mulch it is. Any kind of mulch is great. Even a living mulch, if you want to do a cover crop, that's great too, but always keep your soil covered, never have it exposed, and keep it diverse too. When you have diverse number of plants up top, that'll give you diversity down low. Okay, let's get back into it. So what we have going on here is a symbiotic relationship between the fungus and the plant, and like I previously said, we've got that fungal hyphae that has now gone into the cells, the root cells of the plant. It's actually formed that arbuscular organ within the cell. Now after it does that, it takes its fungal hyphae and it spreads that all out throughout the soil. And these fungal hyphae are different than the roots of the plant. They're different because they're much smaller. They're much smaller than the roots and even smaller than the feeder roots. And because they're much smaller, they have access to different nutrients, to more nutrients, and to actually a bigger scope. These fungal hyphae can stretch for miles and miles, so the range that they can go is way further than the roots of any kind of plants that are out there. And one thing about this fungal hyphae is that they're also masters, and they specialize in the uptake of these minerals and nutrients and water even. So what happens next is after that fungal hyphae goes out, grabs all that stuff, it forms an exchange with the plant. The fungal hyphae gives the plant, or we'll actually call it the mycorrhizae association is what's happening here. The mycorrhizae fungi gives the plant minerals or water or whatever it really needs, and the plant actually provides that mycorrhizae fungi with carbon in the form of sugars. The plant gets these sugars through photosynthesis. The mycorrhizal fungi that can't photosynthesize to produce its own sugars, so it relies on the plant to produce those sugars for it, to produce that carbon, and as a result, that actually mycorrhizal fungi feeds back that plant. With those carbon and those sugars, the mycorrhizal fungi actually then works and creates a great soil structure for us by producing what we call aggregates. Aggregates are like little particles stuck together, and they don't all fit together, which is actually perfect. And the reason that's really good is because that actually forms spaces between and gives us what we could call good pore spacing. And what happens as a result of that is that gives us good drainage, that allows air into the roots, that alleviates any kind of compaction you're going to have. And later when I show you a video, you'll be able to see some of that with Paul Gauchi. He's got great soil structure because he's got a lot of aggregates in there. And the reason for that is because he's got a lot of that mulch down. And the reason that that works so good is because that gives him the humus, which feeds the mycorrhizae association. So it's all working together to produce that soil structure, to produce that soil health. So people ask me with clay soils and compacted soils what to do. And all I can really say is what Paul Gauci says. Put some wood chips down or organic matter, whatever you have, and walk away. You're not the one to heal it. The life in the soil is what needs to heal it. That's what needs to do the work. You need to bring back the life in the soil by bringing in the organic matter, by creating the perfect environment for that soil life to live, to thrive, to survive, and actually to feed you. So if we want all the soil microorganisms to work for us, we must go organic. And if we don't till, that'll greatly help ourselves and the soil. Jeff Lawton talks about 2 different kinds of soil and what they're better for. He says that a soil that's heavy in bacteria or bacteria dominant is better for something like vegetables, while a soil that's dominated highly by mycorrhizal fungi is better for trees and wooded species. About 95% of plants form this mycorrhizal association, but there are some plants that don't. It's important to note that the brassicas don't form the mycorrhizal association. I mentioned how some plants can survive without the mycorrhizal fungi, and it's actually the orchid family. Their seeds actually can't even germinate without a certain kind of mycorrhizal fungi. So it's really vital to their survival. And now for the video of the week. It's none other than the classic, one of the most inspirational videos for me, the Back to Eden film. So let's watch it. Let's get into it a little bit. We're not going to watch too much of it because it's long, but this one, if you haven't seen it, you got to see it, guys. This is fundamental if you want to do this kind of gardening, in my opinion, just because it just shows the emphasis on the covering, the mulch, like we see right here. It's some of the shots right in the beginning. They're just amazing. Just look at the health of the plants, the size of them. And no watering, no tilling. I mean, this is just an amazing example. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this already, but even if you haven't watched it in a while, it's good to just check out and watch again, just because it's an inspiring film too, and it really makes everything simple. Because gardening can be really simple as long as you do it and you follow nature. It doesn't have to be too confusing. And I love a lot of these before and after shots that he has here. Really powerful. And it's just a beautiful example of how you can go from rock and hard compacted soil into paradise. Look at that. Look at the size of those beets and the size of some of those cabbages and the fruit he has. There's one thing you can't argue with, and that's results. Whenever I'm looking to learn from someone, I want to make sure that they're doing successful what they're trying to teach me. That's one reason I like learning from Paul Gauci, because he's doing it and he's having success doing it, and he's been doing it for a long time. I chose this video because what Paul Gauci is doing here is he's creating the perfect system within his orchard for that mycorrhizal fungi. And I believe that's one of the reasons why he's having such great production. Within his food forest, or actually within his orchard he's got there, sorry, he's actually has probably one huge fungal network that all those trees are connected in. All those trees probably are interconnected as a result of that fungal hyphae in there, that mycorrhizae association. Previously, I mentioned how veggies and most annuals like a bacteria-dominated soil. That's what Jeff Lawton says, and Paul Gauci actually follows a lot of that, not directly as a result of Jeff Lawton, but in his actions and what he does. And what Paul does is he brings all of his yard waste and any extras, any vegetable scraps, bring those over to the chickens. The chickens mix those up, scratch it up, defecate in there, and that's actually a high bacteria dominated soil. And then he brings that all mixed soil and sifts it, and then brings that into his garden. And that's actually bacteria dominated, like I previously mentioned, so that's great for his veggies. But in his orchard, he doesn't do that. He just adds all the wood chips and layers the wood chips, which is perfect for fungus and ideal for the mycorrhizae association. I like how Paul talks about that it's not just wood chips, it's any organic matter that works. It all breaks down. Don't be worried about using something like pine needles. Pine needles in themselves are acidic. But by the time those actually are bioavailable for the plants, the nutrition from them are bioavailable, it's all broken down to a basic perfect pH of around 7. So like I said, in themselves, while they're green, those pine needles are acidic, but by the time they're available for the plants, the nutrition from it, they won't be acidic anymore. You don't have to worry about it. Everything breaks down into humus, which is decayed organic matter. Everything goes from dust to dust that is organic and natural, so it all works. Wood chips are the best, I think, because of the reasons I previously mentioned in videos, too many to go into right now. And now, for my favorite segment, the garden memes of the week. Once again, you guys crushed it. Sent me a bunch of memes, so I'm only gonna be able to actually pick my favorite this time. But that makes it even better. We're gonna have the best ones up there. So don't forget this time, send your memes in for next week. I'm gonna put the link right here, thegardeningshowjp@gmail.com. So don't forget to send those memes. You can get in the show. I'll give you a shout out. Let me know what you want me to shout you out. Let's go. Okay, the first meme is from Ian Corey. He says, Mimi Christmas. Well, late Mimi Christmas back to you, my friend. We planted too many. Peppers, cucumbers, and tomatoes. Really though, I feel like that almost sometimes harvest time you go out there and you're like, wow, I planted way too much. But then you're like, nope, I didn't, because I can give all this away. And that's probably my favorite thing about growing the food. You guys ask me a lot what I do with it. I store as much as I can, I eat as much as I can, but I also give away a lot because that's the best thing to do. I love it. You don't even realize, or I mean, you may realize if you've done it, you could change someone's whole mindset with just by giving them a piece of fruit from your garden, a vegetable. I mean, I've done it before because it's so much different than the stuff people get in the store. Some people have never had that real, natural, organic, and when you get the good cultivars, because the cultivars make a difference too. So if you can get a good old heirloom tomato, you know, no one has ever had something like that, man, you could change their whole mind, get them thinking, and bring them back to natural. I gotta do one more from Ian. I really like this one. This was one of the most popular memes of the year, I think, with the thinking thing. And it was, don't have weeds if you don't call them weeds. And I like that. That's cool. That really makes me think of the Bill Mollison quote, that yield is only based on information. They're only weeds if we don't understand how to use them. Thanks for sending those in, Ian. A lot of fun, really appreciate it. I'm gonna go on to the next ones. Don't forget to send some more in next week. So next up we got, I like bacon. And this is from Cole. Let me see what we got here. Make America mulch again. That's pretty hilarious with Trump. I love it because that's kind of what we were talking about today, mulch, the importance. It should say, I think would be better, make mulch great again, because it should be. We got to bring back mulch, bring back natural. Let's make natural gardening great again. Make organic gardening great. I dig it, Cole. There were a few more you sent, but that was my favorite. Next up, we got RZ. He said, hi James, Ron from Pacific Permaculture. What's going on, Ron? Cool channel. And he comments on the video sometimes, and I appreciate that, Ron. Always love your support. And I'm not sure you'd call these memes, but they're thoughts. All right, so let's check these out. That's a cool idea. They don't all have to be memes. And I like how he kind of thought outside the box here. First one is from Gandhi. We must be the change we want to see in the world. That's a beautiful one. I love that, and I truly believe that. Thanks, Ron. That means a lot to me. And you know, things like that, those kind of comments like that, they encourage me and inspire me, because you guys are the one that really encourage me and inspire me to keep making the videos, because I'm always going to be gardening. I'm always going to be growing food. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. But I also love sharing it with you guys. So to know that you do enjoy them and they encourage you, I've said it before, that's why I do it. So thank you, Ron. And you've got a couple more here. He's got one from Tom Petty. Keep on rocking in the green world instead of the free world. Clever. I dig it. I really dig it. I regard stacking functions as a time saver, so I refer to it as recycling time. Clever. I like that too. Better be careful with that though. Someone's going to steal that recycling time. He also said, thanks for all that you do and keep it growing. I will keep growing, Ron, and you're welcome. And thank you for your kindness. It means a lot to me. And thanks for your submission and for, again, thinking outside of the box. Next up, we've got Daniel. He's got some wood chip and some mulch memes. Let's look through a few of them. Pick the favorite one and we'll use that. First one's hilarious. I see wood chip, 6 cents. So good. I don't know, if they're all this good, we might have to put a bunch of them on. There's a few good ones. I'll show one more, and this could be us, but the mulch will not spread itself. It is some work. It's the initial work though, that's basically it. And we're missing the L in could. I know what that feels like though, because I've submitted videos, you guys might have known, where I post it, I put all the work into it all the time, I post it, and then after I've posted, I realize a little while after that I spelled something wrong or just missed a letter. And those really bite you if you've ever done that before. I like the meme though. Thanks for sending it in. I think we've got one more we'll go to. I think we have time for, but I don't want to drag it on too long. In the future, I'd love to do a show kind of just like this, more of garden memes, or maybe we'll do an episode reacting to some videos, because I have some videos I'd love to kind of give you guys my reaction to. And I think it could be valuable knowing that I've done this for a number of years now. Apple trees everywhere. Oh my gosh, this is great. I love this. The Buzz Lightyear. Love the meme. Thanks for sending it in, Ovin. Appreciate it. Don't forget to send another one next week and get another shout out. That's today's show though. Really appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed it, share it with your friends and hit that subscribe button, because we'll be posting videos 2 to 3 days a week, always, all year, non-stop. So join the crew. See you in the next one.